We kind of touched off on this question in our full episode of Hockey Inside Out, which you should check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, of course. Do you think the outcome of the Canadiens-Leafs series was more of, the Canadiens winning it in the epic comeback style, or the Leafs blowing it through the epic 3-1 collapse?
I have to give full marks to the Canadian players who elevated their play. I mean, I don't care who they were going to play against. The Canadian guys really dug in and followed the program and played with such desperation, limited their errors, limited turnovers. Toronto couldn't deal with that. They didn't want to fight through it. And the physical play of, making things difficult for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they didn't want to play that kind of game. And, with the time that each and every game went on, it became more and more evident that Montreal was going to be the better team because they were desperate and hungrier. And, you have to compliment that whole group for what they did and how they made Toronto's life miserable, not only for Game 7, but for a long time.
I think it was a combination of a comeback and a collapse. I think the Leafs, games 5 and 6, 4 and 5, and then they had the overtime. Sorry, game 5 to 6, and screwed up my answer. But the two overtimes, they had such an opportunity. They outshot the Canadiens 13-2 in game 6 before Kotkaniemi scored. They had all the chances in the world to put them away. And going into game 5, the Canadiens looked like they were a beaten team and had given up. They got the spark from Suzuki's overtime goal in game 5, Kotkaniemi in game 6. And then in game 7, they just outplayed the Leafs. They dominated the Leafs. They shut them down. They made it really difficult. They won. Game 7, the Canadiens won. They got lucky in game 5. They got lucky in game 6, especially game 6 when they were so dominated in the overtime period and they won. But hey, luck's part of the playoffs, and they took advantage of that luck, and they beat the Leafs in game 7. They outplayed the Leafs. They frustrated them. They checked them. They scored when they took advantage of their opportunities when they had to score. They got the power play going. So the Leafs, I think, collapsed a bit in game 5 and 6, but in game 7, the Habs were full marks for this comeback, and kudos to the guys on that team. I counted them out. I thought going into game 5 they were done. They fought back, and they deserve to be where they are now.
I see it as a comeback because especially after the way they played in game 4, to mentally overcome that and find a different gear and to be able to say, you know what, we actually can do this. And then they find a way to win in overtime. They do it again game 6 and then again in game 7. So, the playoffs is all about who wants it more, who can find a way to score those goals, get a goalie off his game. And the Montreal Canadiens were able to do that. So I would give them credit for it, that it's not easy, but they found a way to do it. And a big part, I think, was Carey Price, giving them a lot of confidence as well. He was asked about if he was frustrated when his team couldn't score goals, and he said, no, I have confidence in all these players. And I think that helped them a lot, where he said, I'll take care of this, and you guys go out, find your game. It might take some time, but I'll hold down the fort until then. And then the Canadiens are able to do so.
Carey Price, I mean, we praise Philip Deneau a lot for the work in his series, but Carey Price, I think, was the best Hab during that first-round series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Held the fort in pretty much every game that he played, whether in the downtimes or in the uptimes. He proved to be their best player when they really need him. He's playing his best stretch of hockey throughout this season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Montreal Canadiens. Let us know in the comments section whether you think that the Toronto Maple Leafs just blew it or the Montreal Canadiens did the work to complete a comeback, or if you're like Stu and you want to combine the word comeback and collapse together, how about callback or come-lapse? So, you know what? Callback is a lot better than come-lapse. Anyway, let us know in the comments section what you think, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also visit hockeyinsideout.com for full episodes.